before I actually start, if I go here, I will. Let's see. Well, what else do I gotta do? Well, first I gotta make sure this thing doesn't turn off. But yeah, hold on. Yes. Make sure this is off. Let's see, where is? Nope, not that. Definitely not that. There we go. All right, now. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me. There's gonna be another stream, right? I did this last week, so basically, instead of drawing random, like a random character action planners, I'm going to be drawing Korrina from Pokemon X and Y. I did do this, right? I did do this, like 2 weeks ago. It was about to be 2 weeks ago from when I did it, but I feel like I should actually give her justice because the old one I did was more like a scene, right? Which was the same thing I did with Jasmine. I drew her last week. Same thing. It was more like a scene. I feel like I should actually give them justice by giving them a proper sketch. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So if we go here. Whoa, this thing's a little too long. So this is the Korrina I drew last week. This isn't the full thing, obviously, but this is just how she looks like before. This is how she looks like before. So what I drew last week, obviously that's what I drew last week. And this is the pose I picked for this one, right? This is the pose I picked for this one. So hopefully it turns out well. And then this is just so they can help me out with how her design is. So let's see. What I'm going to do first is, hold on. Bowie to when? That is a good question. Depends. Are we going to be sleeping while watching Dexter? Are we going to be sleeping while watching Dexter? Or are we going to just, slack off like usual? Are we playing Roblox mid-class? Alright, so what I'm going to be doing first. I don't really... No, I'm not gonna delete it just yet. Alright, so you got the sketch. I'm going to fix the eyes and the mouse, obviously. I'm going to fix all that because, this looks a little weird, But first things first, I got to get the line, so I'm going to just copy this. I don't know why I still have the grid on it, but whatever. So, I think the first thing I got to do is fix the... Actually, I feel like I just need to obviously fix the face, but I feel like first things first, got to get the head done. After that, I'm going to get the body done because I feel like if I don't get it done, I'm going to miscalculate it and I'll rather just get everything done and then just... So, I'm going to go on this layer. We're going to be working hard, I see. Yes, exactly. Let's see, what else? Are we going to just play Smash Bros. while the teacher's gone? Is that what we're going to be doing? I don't know about the working hard part. It's not what I remember. Let's see. Okay, so if that should be good. But, nah, I'm gonna risk it. Make sure this goes well. There we go. So, I'm gonna fix that, but how does it look here? Lower this so that I could make sure this is more rounded. I want to make sure it's more rounded rather than just... Yeah, so that's a whole lot better already. And then for this one, I wish they made it. I wish they made something this simple for Adobe Illustrator. I think there's an application for it. I think that you can actually get it on the App Store, but I don't know about that because the bad part about it is I have to use Adobe Illustrator. and it just does not work. And I just don't understand how to use it. So this whole week, I had to lock in and do a whole Illustrator project from scratch, and thankfully it worked. But it's just not that easy because it's like it's not even convenient like at all. It's just I have to do a lot of different. I have to do a bunch of different things just to color, just to do a basic coloring. Can't even do a normal like paint like just bucket tool. I can't even do that normally. I know there's like a lot of YouTube tutorials that are just like, oh yeah, here, just boom, YouTube, you know, like here's the bucket tool. Now it works. You filled in your thing, but it does not work for Adobe. I don't know what it is with me. It just does not work. Honestly though, I probably should have paid more attention, you know. It is kind of my fault because they did give me tutorials, just didn't watch them. But now I realize that most of those tutorials would not have helped me anyway, so, you know. This Blender all over again. Which, Biscuit Boy, if you're still watching, you know. What am I doing? I'm drawing Korrina from... I'm drawing a Korrina from Pokemon X and Y. Biscuit Boy, you're right. All Adobe products are terrible. It's like, to do something so simple, you have to do a whole lot of different things. I don't know what it is, but there's always an extra step. There's always something that's so extra about just doing something normal in Adobe. I don't know what it is, and I do not like it. But yet again, you know, it is what I'm graded on, so that does suck. All right, hold up. There we go. Oh, my bad. Did not realize it was like that. So, okay, that's a whole lot better. There we go. Much better. So now what if I just, no, it's gonna stick out. So I'm gonna do this all over again. Do this all over again. Now, if I wasn't here on stream, I probably would have just been watching Dion videos while looking at all this. While drawing all this, instead, it'll either be Dion or I'll just be, I don't know, watching some random anime on Hulu or something. Probably would have been watching Dragon Ball Daima because I gotta finish it. You lost the How did you? How did you lose a certification? Okay, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I should have found a way to get certified in Illustrator and just showed it to my graphic design teacher and be like, hey, do I just pass the class? Cause I'm certified. I'm certified. So do I just get to pass the class? I feel like that's how it should work. Hold on. I still don't get. No. I think I know where my certifications are. I think I know where it's at. But they don't take it, and I'm pretty sure wasn't it? Was it? No. Yeah, right. We just did anime. I'm pretty sure I only have anime, so I couldn't even really use it. It's not really a certification that I'm able to use right now. Blender though, I don't know about it being easy, bro. I don't know about all of that. But to be fair, it's just like, well, to be fair, if you do something so simple, it is easy, right? Doing something like, if I really wanted to and animate something, I could. Oh, what the heck? Oh no! Someone's calling me right now. Hold on! Whoa! Ah, dang it! Ah, you saw the squint. No. Okay. Well, Biscuit Boy, right? So here's the thing, right? I did have eye surgery, but it was only for one eye. So, and second of all, it's not even like a real like eye surgery. It was just like a quick 5-minute thing. It was just so that they stopped my condition. But other than that, my eye is still the same. I still cannot see. That's just how I still am, right? So, Yeah, I can't really read nothing or do anything better, but it's just when is it? In 2 weeks. In 2 weeks I'm gonna have my second eye surgery. And then after like probably like another month. So December it's like end of December to yeah, January. So end of December to January is when I will probably get glasses or contacts instead of actually doing a whole surgery that would take me forever to heal from. I just took a normal surgery. It's just like normal operation. It took me like 3 days to just heal from that. It really didn't hurt. But yet again, that was my good eye. That I don't really have any problem with. The other one, ooh, I don't know about that. But no, Blender is not easy, bro. Blender is not easy. You know, I just realized I forgot to do the hair. I just forgot how to do the hair. Hmm. Let's see. Well, yeah, I feel like yeah, that's true. When you start, it is very difficult. Something like Blender. I mean, at the same time, I never really put in the time to actually get to learn it. So I mean, it's kind of my fault for not being good at it. But it always made my head hurt. It always made my head hurt. Did not understand what that was. I feel studio. Honestly, we should have done Source Filmmaker. You know, real ones. Remember when that was a thing on YouTube? So watch a bunch of Sonic versions of those. I forgot what was it. Was it on Gary Mod? I think those were like Gary Mod stuff. But it was like a bunch of Sonic videos I would watch, and I think all of those like channels switched all the way to Blender now. Like they're not doing any. They're not using Source Filmmaker anymore. They're always using Blender now. Hold on, I'm pretty sure I messed up on this. No, I didn't actually. Hold on, I'm good. Am I? Yeah, I'm good. So then if I do this. Oof, but yeah. No, I did not like Blender. It was a little difficult, but I think there was one thing I wanted to do, and that was make a Sonic, but I had to look at a whole, like, what was it? It was like a whole YouTube tutorial. It was like one tutorial. Did not understand it. They would be like, yeah, so you kind of just want to like, just do this, and you got your shoe. And there was one tutorial that did that for, I think it was like Knuckles. There was like one tutorial that was just Knuckles, and it was like, make a circle, put two ovals for his eyes, and then put two smaller ovals for his actual eyes. And I was just like, what? Make one circle for the body, and they were just like, what? What even is this? And it was like the quickest tutorial I've ever seen. And I was like, well, it's a short, so And I actually tried it, and I didn't realize that oh, it has bad instructions. I did not realize that, and I actually tried doing it. Did not know what to do. Was like the hardest tutorial I've ever seen. It's like, what's it called? You guys ever seen the Gordon Ramsay tutorials? There was like one, I forgot which video it was, but Gordon Ramsay made a tutorial on YouTube how to cook. He wouldn't tell you what you need to do. He'll just tell you, put the dough, put the toppings. He wouldn't tell you how much. He wouldn't tell you how much of anything. He didn't tell you for how long. He'll just tell you what you needed and just do the meal. He wouldn't tell you anything about, hey, this is how much you need, this is how much you need. This is how long you want to cook it for. This is what you actually want to put in. This is the order you do. He'll just show it to you. Would not explain. Like, that's how I felt with the blending tutorials. They wouldn't show you anything. They'll just like do it. Although, well, to be fair, the ones that our teacher gave us, which tutorial was it? I forgot what channel it was, but there was like a Pokeball one. I got the Pokeball done, but I did not finish it. I think one of my friends did. One of my friends did finish the Pokeball. And I forgot. I think he was trying to show the teacher, and he'll tell me, hey, bro, like, can you do me a favor and show the teacher? Like, yeah, bro, I got you. I can show the teacher. Never showed the teacher. Don't know why I kept forgetting, but never showed the teacher. He had to do it himself. I think he just followed me the class and was like, hey, teacher, did he ever show you my Pokeball? And she was just like, nah. And she saw it. And the Pokeball, I do remember there was one final step, and I think it was to make it glow. It actually has shading to it. That's the part where I just did not understand. That is a part where I did not know what the heck I was supposed to do. I was just confused, didn't understand what I was supposed to be doing there. It was hard. And I don't know if you remember this, if Biscuit Boy is still watching, I don't know if you remember this, but that was the moment we had to present in front of everyone. And I had no idea what to say. I mean, all I knew was, I made a Pokeball. I didn't finish the tutorial, but I mean, I made it. It was like when what did I make? I think it was an Angry Bird, but I only got like the head done. It was like, I got the hair, I got the eyes, and it was like the worst Angry Bird you've ever seen. You couldn't even tell it was. You could only tell it was, but just because of like the shape, the details were not there. No, I don't have Gmod. I'm broke. Even though it's like what, $10? Although I was always interested in that stuff because, I mean, you could play as literally anyone. I mean, like the ones I would like always like be interested in just Sonic. Like they'll be like, oh, I want to get a Sonic skin because of that. I think. Well, I don't know if he still does this, but I know there was one series called like Sonic Zombies, which was like just some. I think it was just some guy. He would just get on Gmod and just record it, and it was like very funny for a bit. Then it was like, I don't know if I should be watching. I was like 7, bro. I was not supposed to be watching that, but I think that was like for sure sort of filmmaker. But I don't know about how far that went. But yeah, you did know. Technically, you did know more than your teacher because our teacher would just. I don't even think right. Like I don't even think she actually knew what she was doing for that first year. Maybe the second year she knew, but like, nah, bro. Those tutorials, like, there's a reason she gave us tutorials. That's all I'm gonna say. There was a reason why she gives tutorials. But I mean, well, I forgot if she taught the animation 1 because we were in animation 2. Don't know if she ever taught them anything because, well, obviously we were doing our other thing. I did not know what she was teaching the other class. Okay, so before I actually do any of this, right? No, I'm gonna finish the head first. I gotta finish the face and the actual head. So this, merge it, and that should be 1. And then this is when I actually, yeah, hold on, because this doesn't seem like it's round. Yeah, no. Actually, no. Hold on. Yeah, I should have had that. I should have had it like that. But if I do it like this, no, that's a little too wide. What if I do it like that? I mean, it's a little better. That's a little better, but let's see. I'm gonna put this right here. Boop. And then just. I hope I'm not doing this on the same layer. I'm not. I hate when I do things on the same layer, and that's what happened with. Okay, what happened here? I have no idea when that happened, but hold on. I had a problem with Illustrator again. I'm gonna keep talking about Illustrator, but bro, like Illustrator, I don't know what was going on with Illustrator, but I just could not. Everything was going wrong this week. My teacher, she basically told me, "Hey, I'm not going to accept your project." And actually, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna do something real quick. Oh wait, do I not have email on this? Dang. Oh no, I do. I do got it here. I'm gonna check this real quick. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. So no, she did. I still have not gotten my grade checked. I still, well, from what I know, teacher has not checked my stuff yet. Whole week I was stressing out because I could not get Illustrator to work. This whole time Illustrator did not want to work. It was going terrible. It was that sucked, bro. Like I don't get what happened there because, bro, that Illustrator thing, bro. Like the project I was doing, I had to do a whole. It was like a column. It was like a row. It was like a whole column, whole row. Took me like it took me like a whole 3 hours. Like 3 hours it took me. Finished the entire thing, and then my teacher said we cannot accept that. So I did the whole thing. Was like I cannot accept that because of how it actually exported, which was, to be fair, it was my fault because I did not do it the correct way. Alex, welcome. Welcome, Alex. First of all, well, I don't know if it's obvious, but I'm trying to draw Korrina from X and Y. That's basically what I'm trying to do. Hold up. Yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to do right now. So, I'm like, I'm about to finish the head. That's really what I'm gonna do. That's the only thing I have left to do before I have to move to the body. But first, I have to do the eye. The eye's tricky because I feel like I'm not going to merge the eye like at all. I feel like if I merge the eye, I'm actually going to basically like have to restart all over again because the main thing about the eye is the direction of where this is going to point. I cannot do that because I still don't know which I don't know if I wanted to look at the hand, which I'm going to be showing you in a bit, or if I wanted to be looking at the viewer. That's where I don't know. Yep, there's still a bird here, so you know that's what that was. But it still is. So yeah. To be fair, I don't really tell people that I have a bird or that there is a bird here. I don't really tell that to people. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I can't really do the face because I feel like I'm gonna mess it up. It's something where like I struggle with this when it comes to faces. Cannot get it perfect. Cannot get it perfect on the first try. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. Same thing for the eyes. I'm gonna be waiting for like the last minute. Once I know how everything looks, that's when I'm gonna actually be doing it. So let's see. So obviously, if it wasn't obvious enough, I'm gonna be doing the body right now. And so right now, what I do have to keep notice of is the size, because sometimes I feel like the head's good the way it is, but the body is the problem. Like when I do something like this, I always have the problem of how's the body looking like? How big is it compared to the head? I always have to keep that in mind. So I'm going to be getting this and just wait. Hold on. Yeah, I have to get it like this. Just move it. I hope something like, yeah. I have to make sure it's moving like, there we go. Like that. That's much better. It's a whole lot better. There we go. It's a whole lot better. So that is a whole lot better. And now, this is where, let's see. So I guess this is the body. I have to make sure I remember that what's the body. So if I go, I'm gonna do this. Actually, hold on. Am I gonna keep it like that? I did not even realize. I have to think about that. Hold on. Let's check the references. What do the references say? If I look at this area, no, they do not connect. So they do not connect. I'm gonna have to get rid of that later. So I'm gonna have to remember this because I'm like, okay, I already forgot. Right? I already forgot. I forgot her head, her hair here, and here. So I'm gonna have to remember. Hey, you know, I got the whole thing going on here. So right here. Hold on. Yep, right here's where I'm gonna do it. So if I do it like that, that's a whole lot better. And this way. There we go. There we go. Yep. And then from here, I have to connect this. This might be the hard part, though. Yeah, this is the part where I have to be careful. And I have to do this whole thing again because, well, you know. This is the part where I have to make this round. Well, that's a little better, right? But now I have to think, well, what about this side? And what about this side of the... Yep, there we go. There we go. And then, okay. So, okay, first of all, I feel like I did mess up here. Because if I look at it like this, right? Actually, no, hold on. Before I do anything. How big is this? How big is this supposed to be, right? Because if I look here, they're supposed to be the same size. So I cannot have this one be big and then this one be small. I cannot have that. So it's a good thing it came like that, right? So in that way, maybe like, hold on. Yeah, if I take it this route, if I do it like this, I think that'll be a much better way of doing things. Right? I think it's a whole lot better. Whole lot better. There we go. There we go. But now, okay, yeah, I think that's a whole lot better. But where the issue comes in is this part right here. I have to make it round. I have to make it round. I cannot have it be like a corner. I have to make it round. So that's what I gotta do right now. That's what I will be doing right now. So I'm gonna make it smaller. I gotta be more safe than, yeah. Like, I gotta be safer, right? I got to make sure that I am safe when it comes to doing stuff like this, there we go. It's not. Well, like I said, I feel like it's still a little too big. But the thing is, if I make it too small, it will be too small, obviously. So I'm just leave it like that for now. But erase this. Now, am I supposed to erase this? Right? Am I supposed to erase that? Let's see. Am I supposed to erase that? Yes, I am. So first, go here. And just boom. And just boom. Same thing for this one. If I can, there we go, make it less pointy. There we go. So for next week, right, I gotta think about what am I gonna draw next week. There's some ideas, but it's not like a guarantee of, hey, you know, I know what I'll be drawing next week. You know, it's not like that right now. Hold on. There we go. There we go. That's where I'm going to stop it right there. And that's where I'm still staying this one, right? So now I go here. I'm going to go here and make sure that this is like that, right? Because now I get to keep it. I get to boop. Oh, wait, did I mess up here? Yeah, I did. I messed up there. So then here, like I said, I gotta make it round. But does it appear that way? No, it does not. It does not appear that way. But maybe if I go back, right? If I do it like this, yeah. Much better. Much better. There we go. That's a whole lot better. So now, right, now that I basically have it how I want it, now I have to think, okay, well now how am I going to actually, you know, make the size fit the head? Now I have to go back, get this layer, and first of all I got to erase this, because that obviously is not supposed to be like that. So I'm going to erase this. That's the only thing I get to erase, right? That's the only thing I get to erase. Hold on. That's the only thing I get to erase, because if I don't erase that, then it's going to look a little weird, right? But now I get to go here and just, I feel like, first of all, turn this off, right? I'm going to turn that off. And then if I just leave it like this, I get to see, okay, it's a little smaller and all that. I can see it is a little small. So now I have to actually think, how am I going to get it to work? Right? That's what I'm going to end up doing, right? So I think, like I said before, I said this before, but I'm not going to mess with the head because I feel like the head's good the way it is, right? I think the head is good the way it is, but I have to mess with the body. So I think maybe if I make it, hold on, normal body, right? I have to look at the body normally, right? Now, resize it. And I think, hold on, because if I see it, it's a little too apparent for me. It's a little too apparent for me of, hey, like this is bigger, right? Like it's a little too apparent for me. So if I go here, how am I going to make it work? Hold on. I think if I leave it right there, I think that's a little bit better. But now, one thing I gotta check is this, because I had a problem before where when I did this, right, I resized it and everything, and then I just took a good look at it. I just went over it the way I had it, not the same size. But for this one, it seems it is. I think, is it the same size? I think that it might be. No, I don't think it is. Cause okay, if I do it like that, right? Okay, I need to curve this. No, I do not think it's like that. I don't think it works. So, why did I do it to this one, right? That's the layer I should be doing this to. So, okay, here we go. There's one last time. Over it. Then if I do this, wait a minute. I just realized something. Take that off. That's what was messing with my head. Because I didn't have it. I didn't have this thing properly set up. So then if I do this, there we go. Yep. Much better. And now, yeah, this is what I get to erase. So I know now I have to know. Okay, now that I have to add, what do I keep? What do I stay? What do I take off? Right. And here, same thing here. Hopefully this works. Should, right? It should work. But it doesn't. I don't know why it does that. Sometimes it does it. Could be worse. I could be trying to make a circle and it does an oval. I don't know why it keeps doing that. But that's how Procreate is. I'll try to make a circle and it makes an oval. And I do not like it. Let's go here. Okay. So if I go here, right? And then I go this place. There we go. Now we got it to where it's more. This is the last thing I need, right? Now it actually looks like how I had it before. Now it's the same size of brush, which I always had. Like I said, I was drawing. I think it was Mickey Mouse. It was Donald Duck. I resized it, and the size. It was like a huge size difference between the original and the one I did the size transformation to. That was not good because it also caused like blurriness. It wasn't as clear as it was before. The heck? So yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it was like a year ago when I drew Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, put them in the same one. But what ended up happening was because I resized it, did not end up looking as it did before. It was more blurry. But then I think this is it. Also, here's that. Yep, that's it. That's it for that one. So now, okay. Now I actually gotta finish the hair. I gotta actually finish the hair. And actually, what time is it? Because that's actually what matters to me right now. Hold on. Okay, it's not bad. So yeah, okay. So right now, the main thing is what I'm saying, right? Now I actually gotta do the hair. I gotta do the hair. But the main body is fine. I think this just looks fine. But now I have to do the hair, which is in here. So this layer is up again. Actually, hold on. Bring this layer here. And the eyes are still separated. If I'm correct, the eyes are still separated. And then now I get to do this, which this is what makes me realize, hey, wait a minute. This is actually kind of like, this just actually helped me a lot with drawing her today, because when I was sketching this, I was like, man, I don't know how to draw the body, but I didn't know the size. But then, because of the way they made the hair, that actually helped me out. When you see here, this basically, the hair basically told me, hey, at this length, you should have this part of the body, and that actually helped me out a lot. So, that's how I know, hey, you know, maybe I should fix this, maybe I should fix that. But that's actually what really helped me out when drawing her today. So, this is a cool thing about the hair. It actually really helped me out. But when I'm also like doing it from, because I draw the whole thing. I draw them separately, and then like today when I sketched her out, same piece of paper, same drawing, same everything. But what changed was just how to get the hair to work, because I did the hair last. And because I did the hair last, no, I don't think that's how it's gonna work, you know. So I had to measure up. Okay, the hair has to go this way. That's what I have to do, just to make sure it lines up with how it's supposed to be in the actual image, right? But yeah, so now I have to actually do this long hair. It's time for me to get a watch. Okay. No, you know about my watch, Alex. Right? Splatoon, you know about my watch. Okay, well, actually, I'm going to keep things, just for you, I'm going to keep things very no detail, just so you don't remember a bunch of stuff. But here's basically what happened, right? Was, let's just say me and DC, right? That guy. We went over to a field trip, had my watch, and then for some reason at that same place, my watch was doing fine, and then it broke. We tried to find everything, right? We got the bolts, we got everything. Did not work. We just couldn't use it, so I was like, well, it's over. And I did like the watch. The watch was very cool, but it did not work. It just did not last. So, also, no, it's not getting really late. Well, for me, anyways. I go to sleep like at whenever I want to, honestly. Unless it's weekdays. But when it's weekdays, specifically when I have class, that's when I have to go to sleep like at 11, bro. I cannot, if I go to sleep at 12 or anything, it's over for me, bro. I cannot do that. I did that on Thursday, but that's different. That's a whole different reason why I slept at 12 a.m. Actually, no, I slept at 1, I think. But that's a story for another video. Which actually, now that I think about it, it is kind of weird how similar these stories are going to give us what I'm going to be doing next in this channel. Alright, so now I have to do this. Now, there is a border here, obviously. Pokemon card thing. I'm trying to make it look like that. So for the border, I'm actually going to make the hair go out of it. I think it's better if I do that. Because aside for other like cards, the hair will always stick out. So I'm like, yeah, I think that'll be better if the hair does stick out, right? And then, sadly for this one, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it stick out just to where you can still see it. But whatever. I think it's better if I just keep it how it is. And then, yeah. So then here we go. Move it. Perfect. And then, how do I want to make this work? Is that the border? Yes. Or I could just... Yes. Just like that. Just like that. And it technically barely goes in the border. It technically goes inside, so it's not just the whole thing sticking out. That's actually not that bad. So then now, right, the hair for this is done except for this part, which I actually realized I did not do. I don't know why. Actually, hold on. I have the wrong reference, and I'm not going to pull up my gallery right now because, well, I just don't want to. But what I can do is, I think. Hold on, because this part is wrong. My gallery is so unorganized. I will not be able to find the image I need, and I do not even have the image I need. Yeah, I hope you don't remember when the whole watch thing happened. All right, I hope because if you remember, you're gonna know why they didn't want you to remember that. But I just really hope you do not remember the watch incident, like the specific location. But you were there. That's all. That's the last thing I'm gonna say. You were there. You were there. Okay, so I want you to just pull up the reference image on my phone instead and follow it. Okay, so then hold on. Okay, so now there, and there. Is that good? No, actually, lines up with the reference I'm looking at right now. I'm gonna keep it. Yes, you were there. Don't think about it. Don't think about it, because I don't want you to remember where it was. All right, don't remember. Just know you were there. All right, you were there too. It's all you gotta remember. All right, you were there. And let's just. I don't think I showed it to you though. But I know for a fact that we were there with Osmar, and I showed it to him, and he was just like, "Bro, what happened? What happened to your watch?" I think it just fell off. It just fell off, and like I said, so the thing that keeps it as like your wrist, that little like band or whatever, came off, and it was just to watch itself, and we couldn't find the screws to put it back together. We could not find them. So it was just over. It just stayed like that. Come on, bro. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. Let's just say you were there. Osmar was there. I was there. We had a great time. Let's just say that. But you can't know where it was. Okay, so now, like I said, I had to fix this hair. I don't know why I forgot so much about the hair, though. Because this ain't going to be the last time I forgot about the hair. Like I said this before, but the hair was done. I sketched it and I was, oh yeah, it's done. No, it's not done, because I forgot to do the one in the helmet. The ones that come out of her helmet. I forgot to do those. But we'll get it figured out. I'll get it figured out, right? I'm not gonna just stop here because hey, Okay, hold on. There we go. But where is? Here it is. Okay, there we go. That's where it's supposed to go. And then let's see. Yeah, let's just keep it like that, all right? Yeah, good. Yeah, just keep it like that. Don't worry about it. So now, time to take this a closer look here. Oh, by the way, Alex, I should just say this just cause, but go do your homework. I know for a fact you got homework. Bro. So just go do your homework. I think I should do mine. I have to do a whole speech, but I'm gonna take care of it tomorrow. Cause okay, the thing is, with that speech, it's actually very easy. Was what you're supposed to do, but the only problem I have is like I know for a fact I could speedrun the speech and get it done in a day, but like I don't know how. Not how. I don't know what to talk about. Because that's the teacher told us, hey, this is what I want you guys to talk about. I'm like, what does that mean? Right? Because she told us it's a social issue. I'm like, I don't know what I can talk about. I really don't know what I can talk about. So tomorrow, I'm gonna email her and be all like, hey, like, sorry for this being last minute, but I don't know what to talk about. I spent the whole week, and I actually have been thinking about, hey, what should I talk about? I just can't think of anything. I think it's if I get some idea of what I should talk about, that's when I can actually narrow it down to, okay, I'll talk about this, right? He tells me, hey, talk about politics, and I guess I'll be like, okay, well, I don't want to talk about politics. He tells me, hey, talk about, like, I don't know, a book, and I'm like, okay, well, I like this book, so it'll narrow it down, but in social issues, I really hope it's not politics, though. I really hope she doesn't try to make me talk about politics, because I just don't like talking about politics. I feel like if I talk politics, I'm going to get something very wrong, get destroyed in the debate, right? Because I feel like that's what's gonna happen if I talk about politics. It gets in the debate, right? Same for like business. I do not trust like business classes like that. I never took them because I just never got them. I never got business. Like I just never got it. Same thing for like what was it? What is stocks? Yeah, I don't really get stocks still. And even I had economics class. So I took economics class. That class did not learn anything. I forgot everything. I think. Yeah, no, I forgot everything. I did not do anything in that class. All I did was just draw and wait for the teacher to finish doing the reading or notes. And after that, nothing of importance happened because the notes were so easy. Like, really nothing happened that was important. The thing about that class, too, for economics is I did the work. I did everything. I got everything done. I passed the class. It wasn't just, maybe on my phone because, phone was banned in the class, but I just did not learn anything because the teacher would take forever. We didn't really get to like. Did he ask us this, or am I thinking of a different class? No, it was his. He was asking us like, hey, it's like, what do you think I should do for this class? I was like, honestly, bro, you should just like, because it was just like the most like. Welcome to economics class, guys. Supply and demand. If people want something, they'll buy it, but if they don't, then they won't buy it, and the demand increases. Like if the demand increases, the supply is going to decrease because shortage. Like people are buying so much that there's not enough supply. So, but there's a high demand, right? It'll be like that, and then he wouldn't like. That will be it. He's like, all right, guys, welcome for being in my. Thank you for being in my class, guys. After this, we have a test next time, so sorry for that. Just don't be on your phones. Thank you for being here. Now get out of my classroom. That's really everything we did. We did not talk about like the topic or anything. We just sat there waiting for the teacher to get the notes done. That's all we did. Now. What am I gonna do? Okay. So, yeah, there's nothing done here, right? It's just that, and then... Okay. So now, I gotta do the hair. The thing that gets me so confused. Hello, Luluzi. Okay, bro. Your economic class was good. What would you guys do in economics? Right? Tell me right now. I'll read it. What did you guys do in economics? All right. What did you guys do in economics? Because all we did was just read notes. That's all we did. We just read the Google Slides, and I know, and I would be on my phone because I would be on my phone only to look at the slides, and I would always be scared because the teacher was strict, bro. He wouldn't let us do anything except just look at the TV screen. The only other thing I would do was just sneak in a picture on my Chromebook and make sure I could draw something, right? That class was boring, bro. We did not do anything in there. All we did was just sit there, do notes. Quiz like every like month, like it was like a monthly quiz. Easiest thing I've ever done, cause like, dude, we just didn't do anything. The notes were just in your mind because that's all you did. I just didn't like it. I just did not like it. I thought it was very weird. I thought it was just like, no, bro, like economics just was not it. It was just not it. But now, here's what I'm gonna do, right? Because, well, the way I want it to be is so special for this, right? If it's going this way, I want the hair to go that way. So hopefully, right? This is a part where I could take this image off now. This is the part where I get to take this image off. But this is all. I'm going to merge this. I better not. Do not. Will not regret that. I know for a fact I will not regret that. But here, it's been a while. But I know that we did some fun things about supplanting. I think the funnest thing we did in economics, right? The funnest thing we did in economics was a little game where you had to get up and you basically got like a little card and was like, hey bro, so like I only got $6, bro. And you had to go to the other guy and be like, bro, like I need to buy something. And then the other guy was like, okay, well I only have like I only have this thing for like $10. And you're like, there's no deal, bro. There's no deal. And it was handshakes. That's what it was. It was handshakes. We would get up and just like walk around and be like, hey, I'll give you a handshake for like $5. And then the other guy would have like, he'll tell you no or he'll tell you yes. And what you had to, it was like a bankruptcy thing. You had to know if you had a very high handshake cost, you're probably gonna have to go out of business because no one's gonna buy them. But if you had very cheap, a lot of people will buy them. So it was something like that. It was like that was like the only fun thing we did. Everything else, just staying there. And there was like what was it? It was like a construction thing. What was it? Cost. It was like a thing about costs. We had to like build. We had to use like marshmallows or something, and we had to like build a toothpick house or something like that. And it was like however many toothpicks you made, that's how much like it costed you. And it was just like that. I didn't even do anything for that though. It was just very boring, bro. Like we just didn't do anything. At the same time, hey, small chance we had the same teacher because I'm not looking at this right now. Small chance we had the same teacher, right? Maybe it was just the actual classroom because my classroom was dead, bro. No one talked. There was only like 2 kids that talked to each other, but they were like troublemakers. That was it. No one else talked there, bro. And even then, those 2 only talked like beginning and end of class. Everyone else dead silent. No one knew each other. No one wanted to know each other. It was just like that. No one actually like cared, bro. Like no one cared at all. Diminishing returns. Have no idea what that is. What I do remember from economics was like the whole taxes thing. That's what I remember when he just basically told what each taxes thing is. Obviously, I forgot about it, but I still have it in mind, which is like, damn. So now I can't even just say I'm gonna go pay tax. I have to actually think about which taxes I'm paying. I have to actually take care of all the forms I'm giving. Like, damn, I don't want to do all that. So, like I said. So now, let's see. Okay, so it has to look something like this, right? It has to look something like this. Something like this has to be here. So, actually, I'm gonna zoom out, right? There we go. There we go. That's much better. So now that I have it like this, right? I have to think. Well, first of all, I don't think it's perfect because I see one flaw here. This should be bigger. So, actually, how about I check this off? And this is good, but it needs to get bigger. Right there. I think that's like where it's good, but I have to make it. Let's see. There we go. I think that's a whole lot better because now it's actually like bigger, right? I think it's a whole lot better. Now you actually did remind me something about economics class, which was like, I forgot what it was. It was like a weird like it was like an Attack on... I forgot why he did this, but our teacher did an Attack on Titan reference. And during that Attack on Titan reference, I knew what it was, but I wasn't laughing. No one else was laughing. No one else said anything. But the teacher said something. He just looked at us like, oh, you guys don't watch Attack on Titan? Okay. And then apparently, one kid that I knew, I was talking to him, and I forgot why I was talking to him about this, but it got to the point where we were talking about the teacher. I'm like, how does that teacher like? How do people like? Not like, but just like, how do people talk in that classroom? Yeah, how do people talk in that classroom? Because like the way the class was structured, I felt like you couldn't really talk. So then the guy tells us like, oh, I think like the reason like why that teacher likes me is like not because I did the work or not because I was quiet or anything, but like it was because like I like laughed at that Attack on Titan joke. And I could believe that because that joke, I don't know what it was, but I guess he really wanted the work, and no one was actually like paying attention to it. No one really cared. No one cared about that joke. I didn't care about that joke. Like I said, I knew what it was, but I was like, I don't really care. I mean, well, at the same time, I think Attack on Titan is mid, but that's not because, oh yeah, I think the show's like terrible or anything. I just have a bad experience with the show. That's really it. I just have bad experiences. And it's because everyone spoiled it to me. Like, look, I don't get it, right? Because when I got into Attack on Titan, right? I got into Attack on Titan. I was like, hey guys, like I'm gonna get into Attack on Titan. So I'm trying to get into Attack on Titan, right? I buy the manga, first volume, big number one on the book cover, and I'm walking around in class. I'm like, hey, you know, like it's very fun. You know, I love this book. And then, like 5 kids recognize that it's Attack on Titan, and they ask me, hey, is that Attack on Titan? I'm like, yes, it is Attack on Titan. Number one. Do you know why it says number 1? Because I've never read Attack on Titan before. I've never watched Attack on Titan before. It's number 1. So I don't want to get spoiled first time watching it. All of those kids spoiled it immediately. All of them. All of them spoiled it for me. That was like the second time I tried to get into Attack on Titan. So I just did not want to get into it. Did not want to get into it after that. I was just like, nope, I'm done with Attack on Titan. Because I'm just going to know everything that happens. And eventually I'm going to know everything that happens. And it's not like JoJo where I was actually into it. No, it was like, I'm trying to get into it, but I know everything that happens. I'm not emotionally invested anymore. I'm not actually trying to watch anything. Because with JoJo, I knew everything that was going to happen, but I was actually interested in the characters. I saw stuff from it that makes me think, hey, you know, I like the show. But Attack on Titan did not get that. It just got spoiled for me. Did not want to watch it anymore. Yeah, I don't like when that happens. Like I don't know why. Because like I said, that huge number 1. Number 1 was right there on the cover. I don't know what it was, but they still want to spoil it. And I would tell them, dude. And I think at some point they asked me, hey, so like, have you actually not watched Attack on Titan? Buddy, it says number 1. I told you I never watched it. You just spoiled me the ending of the manga. And you're asking me, did you never actually watch or read Attack on Titan? Buddy, first book of the series. Why would I buy it if I already watched it? Why would I do that? So no, I just didn't like it. I got the ending spoiled and everything. A bunch of that. So I'm like, hey, you know, man, like so far I really like this guy, and I'm like, yeah, but that guy dies. Or hey, look, this is the part where he almost dies. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Like, just let me watch the show. And then that's why I'll never watch Attack on Titan ever again. Probably for a long time. Very long time. Let's see. Do I want to keep it that way? Nope, I do not want to keep it that way. That way, I think I will keep it that way. I think I will keep it that way. So then, boom. Okay, actually, I'm gonna lower this right now. Cause it's gonna stick out if I don't do that right now. It'll stick out. So now I gotta do this here. All right, there we go. And then, boop. One more time, right? One more time. And now, if this is good, that's good. So now I'm going to just connect these. And now I have the thing I didn't have like an hour ago. And thankfully now, and this obviously looks good. I'm gonna take this off. Actually, no, I can't take it. I'm gonna have to put this over again. So now, put all of this together, right? And if I duplicated it, right? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so now I'm going to move this here. But because of the way it is, right? I'm going to tilt it because I don't want it to look like, oh yeah, she just had it like that. No. I feel like I need to tilt it a bit so it looks like it actually moved. Because that's the way I like doing things. So if I do this, no, because now that looks like it's going that way. So there we go. But I have to make it a little bit closer, right? There we go. I think that's good. I think I'm gonna keep it that way. I think I'm gonna keep it that way. I think that's good enough. So now, right, I'm going to merge this. Take this stuff off because I know I won't need it. And now is where we get to the good stuff, right? The hands. Which this time, normally I'm good with hands. Normally I'm actually like, hey, I like how the hands came out. But this time, not really. I kind of did not like how the hands turned out. But that's really just like how I see it. I'm just like, I don't think the hands are as the best they could be. But hold on, I'll talk about the hands real quick because it really just depends on what I'm thinking about, right? It really just depends on what I'm trying to do with the hands and the pose I pick. Obviously, right? That's what matters most. The pose I pick. But before I do that, this looks good. I think that looks good, right? But I have to fix this part. Where is this one? It's this one. So now all of this is here. Let's fix it here. There. Boom. And then this is the part where I have to actually fix it a bit. Because here, if I look at it here, actually, right, because here it's fine. Here I'm like, it's fine. But here I'm like, not really. There we go. That's a whole lot better. So now, once I finish this, I get to do the hands. Which, like I said, I'll talk about the hands. Because the hands are, oof. They kind of made my head hurt, but not really. Okay, now that that's good, right? Now it's actually time for the hands. The hands, which did make my head hurt a bit. So let's merge this, and now it's time for the hands. Now, it's a good thing this was already open. I didn't even mean to be open, but like I said, this is a pose, right? So that's why the head's like that, right? The head and the body are kind of positioned like that, but now the hands. First of all, awesome, right? Awesome One Punch Man drawing, right? Saitama looks amazing. But the problem with something like this for me personally, right, is that it's in black and white, right? More specifically, the black parts, right, where it has the black ink and all that. That's a problem. I'm like, whoa. For this, kind of easy. I know what's underneath all that, but not this one. Not this one. I don't know what's underneath this. There's a whole lot of guessing game, but you know I had to do how I did. So my hand, if I look at it from, this is the main one, right? This is the main one, right? I tried to make it. I tried to do the trick where they're like, "Hey, just look at your own hand." Could not really make it like the same pose or whatever, like the same gesture and everything. So like I said, I played a guessing game of what's underneath it and what's not, right? So that's how it turns out for me. Will look off. I feel like it's for a lot of people it'll look off, but that's the only way I can make it work. And I really like the way it was done, right? So here. Yeah, here we go for the hand. We're gonna make it work. Let's see. So boop. Wrong size. Actually, hold on. What if I do this? No, that's not gonna work. That's gonna make it like ovally. Unless I stop it. Yeah, that's gonna make it ovally. Hold on. It's not that bad for this. I think for this, it's not bad. I think for this, it's actually kind of good. But now, yeah, for this is where it gets ovally. But then what if I get it here? I think that might be able to stop it from getting overly. I think that stops it from getting overly. Yeah, I think I think that helps a bit. So now I have to do the same thing for this. I have to make sure it's not. Well, for this, sometimes it looks like it's corners, but at the same time, most of the time when it looks like that to me, it just looks like that for me, right? It's not how it actually looks in the picture, right? When I look at it, I'm like, I forgot about that. Now, I'm worrying over a tiny detail I probably won't be able to see. So that looks good. From my perspective, it looks good. So now I get to this one, right? Actually, hold on. I have to connect it here. There we go. And then, okay, this is a part where I'm like, okay, it's a little hard because now I have to actually think about how the other fingers look. Right? Now I have to think about the other fingers. So if I do this, right, maybe like this will be a whole lot better. There we go. Oh, bruh. Okay, so I messed up. Actually, no, you know what? No. I'm gonna make it work. I can just erase it. I don't know why I'm making such a big deal out of it. I can just erase it. So if I go here and just a tiny bit of just smoothing that out. I think I have to make it smaller. Right? And now it works. But now I have to make this the circle. I have to make it more circular like. I think that's good. And then for this, obviously, I gotta. I'm gonna get it like that. And just smooth it out in a bit. I think if I don't. There we go. And now it's a whole lot better. Boom. And now, if I look at it here, this is where it gets a little hard. Because now I have to make sure it matches how it looked before. That's where I get to, have to make a lot of revisions for it. That's why I kind of wanted to make it all over again. Doesn't even look that bad. Doesn't even look like it looks good already. So, Now, the next part is, right? I have to. So how am I gonna make this work? Right, I'm gonna have to put like that. Because I want it to look like there's still fingers behind it. Because if I don't do that, right, it's gonna look very weird. So I want to make it look like there's still fingers behind these. Because if I don't do that, it's just gonna look like I did nothing, right? Actually, oh wait, I didn't do the other hand. I'm gonna say, oh, hold on, I don't think it's gonna be the same size as the other hand, but there is no other hand, right? There is no other hand. I haven't done that yet, so okay. So now, right now, I get to do the thumb, which I actually don't mind doing. This is actually very, I like doing the thumbs, right? Because it's like sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. But here's what I'm gonna do, right? Take this, right? Now, just do that. Because with thumbs, I can't really use like the whole stabilizer thing. I think thumbs kind of get ruined with the stabilizer. Because especially, well, what's the other hand? I don't really care about it. But most of the time when I do thumbs, it'll always end up being in the oval shape, which is what I don't like. But when it's like a thumb where it's like this, right, where it's like the fist, right, and you just look at the thumb, that's when I'm like, okay, I can afford having it like, I feel like that's when I can have it with just an oval shape. But when it's something where like you see the thumb like this, I cannot have it as oval shape. I just don't think it looks good. I just don't. And then here, boom. So now, oh, and here's the fun part, right? Here's what I'm actually going to add, right? There's a fun little thing that I thought of saying, hey, it will actually be very fun if I do this. Look at this. Let's curve it a bit. And I'm going to do it one more time. And this is actually going to be very important, right? Real ones know what that's supposed to be, right? Real ones will know what that's supposed to be. And it will, like, once I make it into a short, I will most likely reveal it then what that's supposed to be. But it's going to be special. And I will like how it turns out. So now, have this hand done. Now I gotta do this. And this is what I mean by it's gonna look weird. Because now this looks like, it kind of looks like I kind of like bent it. Like, it looks like I'm like stretching it and like flexing it all over here. Like I'm just taking it, breaking it over here. Like I'm stretching it out. But, honestly, like I said, a bunch of a guessing game. I don't know what it was. But this puzzle was just a whole lot of guessing game. Right? Still look great to the time of drawing. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know about the hands. The hands are just kind of like, damn, I can't really draw that. That's one of the things that, one thing when I'm always looking at a drawing is always like, damn, do I want to draw there or not? So, if I'm like, yeah, I don't think I can draw there, or I don't think I want to draw that, that's when it's bad in my book. But for this, it's like, I know I can draw that, but I don't know if I can draw the whole thing. So now that is done, right? So the thing is, I think I'm going to make it just a teeny tiny bit bigger, right? So, but one thing that I'm going to end up doing is at the very bottom, just if this is where hair chiller will be, so just and then just update that to match this, right? To just match this, and like I said, this thing is going to be a little important later on, but that's for later. That's gonna be for sure. It's gonna be for a whole lot later. But now, erase this. What am I doing? I should be erasing this. And I did it again. Hold on. I did it again. But here we go. So now, I think the hand's good. Here it was like a what's it called, Master Hand from Smash Bros. Let's see. I remember I was wondering who is Master Hand. What was the theory? I think the theory was like it's actually the player or something. I forgot what it was. But there was like a theory that was like, oh yeah, it's actually the player. You know, it's like the theory of like the player is actually like the guy who's controlling the Smash Bros. Character, because it's his toy or something, right? So he has all these toys of like Mario, Link, Kirby, and all that, and that's he makes them fight, right? It's like a little storyline. And so every single new fighter is a new toy, which is like, yeah, I mean that's cool, but I don't really know if you know. If I think at some point it's gonna like be like, okay, I think that's a little too much, and I think they said that the theory for Master Hand was that Master Hand is an actual like player. You know, it's like he's the guy that owns all the toys and all that. So, cool theory, but I don't know if I can actually say like, yeah, you know, that's true. So actually, what I'm gonna do here is just straight up. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, you know what? Just go full on, just full on make it. It's like it's still too low. It's still too thin for me to say, yeah, that's good. So I'm gonna just put it there. So now, right? Other hand. And actually, I think I probably shouldn't have done that, but yet again, so this is supposed to be the other hand, right? So I'm gonna do some math again. I'm gonna have to do some math again and make sure it looks good. So now what I have to do, right? What I have to make sure this does is for this hand, I'm going to lower it a bit. And actually, if I look, hold on. Because if I take a look at how it looked before, right? If I take a look with all of this down, and I'm going to lower that pressure because it's a little too dark, right? So around this area is where the shoulder should be. And if I take the image of Saitama, right, the cool reference image, right? So it should be around here. It should be around here. So that's what we're going to end up doing. So let's lower it. And I think what I'm end up doing is making it right. I think I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. I have to make it a little bit bigger because that looks a little too small, right? And when you have like this type of art style, it's the main problem is always something looks too big or something looks too small, and that is something that always makes me go like, whoa, I don't know if that looks right because, like I said, it's either it looks too big or it looks too small, and especially something I realized when I was drawing my OCs, right? Which I should draw one. I should draw them one day here on stream, but when I was drawing them, the main problem was just that it's too big or too small, right? Because it's like they have no limbs. Like they don't have arms, they don't have legs, they don't have a neck. So everything, the main problem is always too big, too small, and I have to fix that. So for this hand, right, it's not a normal hand, so I have to make sure it's bigger. So I think that's good. I think if I make it smaller, I think that's a little better, right? I think it's a little better. I think that's actually better, right? So now, take that off. Make sure this is full opacity. One last time, do this. And then I'm going to get to the, okay, do I keep the eyes? Do I not keep the eyes? That's when I get to the fun stuff, right? So, now I get to do this. Like I said, okay, stuff like this is where I actually do not care about, hey, does it look like an oval? That's when I don't really care about that stuff. Because, well, no one's really gonna, care. I won't really care because I won't see it like that. I don't see it in that way. So, why would I really care? Keep it that way. Boop. Actually, no. No, I think I do care. Because here's the thing, right? It makes it too small looking at the end. So since it makes it look too small looking at the end, it just does not look good. It just doesn't look good, right? So here's what I'm gonna do, right? And then at the end I get to add, okay, here we go. And that looks better because that looks more like an actual finger. It doesn't look like I shaped it out the way at the end. It doesn't look like that, and I feel like that makes it look better, right? So now there we go. Oh wait, hold on. No, I can fix this. I got you guys. So now what's going to be cut here, right? Is this going to be cut? Nope. So now I just get to go there. Go here. Boop. There we go. So now the hands are done, right? I just gotta erase them. Oh wait, hold on. I made a small mistake. There we go. There we go. So now it's done. It's done. So now turn this off, right? And just hope that it's in the image, right? Like I said, not everything will go out the border, right? Because if I really want to, but no, since it's behind it, right? If we look at this, right? Because like I said, the border is there because I want to make it look like a Pokemon card. And sometimes they do go out the border, right? Stuff always goes out the border, right? But for this one, right, I just don't see it happening because this hand is behind, right? It's behind. So that's why I will not let this one go out the border, right? So that's the rule for this one. That does not go out the border. That's the eyes. There we go. So now, some of it will actually show, so that's good. But not all of it. Obviously, not all of it. There's not enough room for all of it. And you know, I could make it that way, but I kind of don't want to. Not for these, I really don't want to. I feel like it's fine like this, right? I think it's fine like this. And now, yeah, I think that's good for this end. I think that's good. And now, right now, eyes, face, you know, all that. I have to fix that now. So, fix it right now. How do I want? Do I want it to look at? Oh, didn't realize that wasn't it. Do I want it to look at that? Actually, I think maybe I do, right? Because I was gonna have her smiling. I feel like there's gotta be a reason why she's smiling, right? If she looks at you, it's gonna be like, whoa, you know, like why is she smiling at, you know, like why is she smiling like that? But so you know, yeah, I'm gonna make sure she's looking at this, right? Which, like I said, it's gonna be revealed later soon. So now, let's see, right? Let's see. If I fix this and add it here. I don't like that. I need to make it thin. I always make the faces, like anything that's inside, I always make it thin. But when it's something like big, like I said, like with the fingers, it's too noticeable that it's small. So I couldn't keep the rule in. But that's mostly always my rule, is always keep it mostly thin when it's something inside. So now, let's see. Boom. Do I have it like that? No. I think, yeah, if I have it more like that, you can tell where she's looking at if I do this. If I do this, you can tell where she's looking at. Actually, no. Because now it looks like she's looking over there, so hold on. It really just depends on the way I position the eyes. I think that's what matters most, right? Oh. My bad there. I think something's still on my reference. Now, what's wrong with this eye? So there we go. Now I have to move the eye. There we go. Okay, now I think if it's like that. Hold on, let me move it a little bit more. There we go. Or maybe if I just have it like that, right? And just make it more of a. Hold on, let me try this out, right? Let's try this out. Let's see if what works and what doesn't. Right, let's see what works and what doesn't. Right. Okay. So now. Oh, okay. So now, here's what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to take this, make the circle for like the fourth time, I think. Hope it, yep, it connects. Move this here. Boom. Now, oh, okay, so now I see the problem with this side. Now I gotta move it. Move. There we go. So now move it here. Okay, so now. Right, now I move this. And if I move this here. Okay. So now it gets to the point where I'm like, okay, now, right?